Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand episode of Trash Talk. I'm here with a very, very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey, thanks for having me on Trash Talk. It's SalvoPancakes here.
Well, just diving straight into it, I feel like as of recent, especially within commentary and stuff, I feel like you've been a pretty dicey, controversial figure, depending on who you ask. But like just taking it right back to the beginning, like how did everything start for you, like making content and getting involved with commentary?
Oh, Lordy. So like in terms of getting involved in commentary, well, I've always been posting shit on the internet since I was probably your age, honestly.
Mhm.
If it's fucking Instagram or fucking YouTube or fucking Vine or Twitter, I've been doing that since I was like fucking 15 years old. I'm 29 now, so you know,
Mm.
uh, really not putting like any thought into it, just posting silly shit, I guess. But
Mm.
in terms of commentary, I got a work from home job during the pandemic. So I'm working a stupid ass desk job at my house, bored out of my mind. So I start to like look for things on YouTube to have in the background. And it was right around the same time where Joe Rogan went to Spotify exclusively. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't like want to like make a Spotify account. So I like usually just turn that dude on. But he went to Spotify, so I'm like, okay, like what else is out there? And I fucking YouTube auto played me an AugieRfc stream, which I've never, and this was late. This was like fucking December 2021, right?
Oh fuck.
And I never heard
Mm.
of anybody in the commentary space, period, until that
Mhm.
moment, late 2021. I knew of Keemstar, obviously, but like
Mhm.
all of the people in commentary, never heard of them before. Never heard of them before, ever, period. Mm. Because I'm pretty normy, you know. I'm pretty normy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like no one in my real life watches comment, so it's like I've never been around it ever, right? So I
Mhm.
stumble
Right.
upon it late 2021, and it's on in the background, and I'm like, who the fuck is this dude? And it's like Augie and Diorio and like Keemstar or something. I'm like, who the fuck are these people?
Yeah.
And so like I start to just like put them on like in the background, like paying half attention to it. And then 2022 comes along, and like I'm still kind of like half paying attention to them. And then I find myself growing visibly more and more and more annoyed with like what I'm casually like listening to. So I'm listening to these group of people that I've never heard of before in my entire life, talking about things I've never heard about in my entire life. But the the individuals who were doing it, Augie and Diorio, and I forgot who else was on like some fucking stupid stream that they were doing back in the day. I found myself hating them. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I know I'm a normal dude. I know I'm a fairly smart. I probably have one of the highest IQs on YouTube, frankly. I
Mm.
I recommend everyone taking an IQ test. I bet my IQ is higher than everybody's on YouTube's. And that's neither here nor there, but it means a lot. Uh, so I'm sitting there being like, these motherfuckers are talking like they're the fucking God's gift to the earth about the gayest shit in the world. And I just started to get really, really, really mad while I'm working. So I look up AugieRfc on Twitter. I'm like, this dude's got 40,000 like followers. It's like he's tricked this many people. It's like I don't know what is going on in this fucking world that this fucking dude that I'm listening to and these fucking people that I'm listening to for a couple weeks now have tricked thousands of people. Because I assumed like, okay, like like with what I was hearing, and then I saw the numbers. It made my jaw drop. I go, oh my god, people are extremely lost and confused. Like if they're listening to this fucking dude. So I looked this motherfucker up on Twitter, and I just start tweeting to him and making videos to him, kind of just like making fun of him. And keep in mind, at that time, I had no following, zero. I
Mhm.
had zero following. I've been posting shit just casually for like my friends, right? Just to like fucking, because the only followers I had on social media were like my friends, right? Like IRL
Yeah.
friends and shit.
Mhm.
So like I was just like doing that and just like getting like a kick out of it because I find it fun. And then all of a sudden I kind of get wrapped up. I kind of find myself getting wrapped up in it because he's responding to me and other people in his little fucking group are responding to me, and all of a sudden I go, "Oh my god, that was easy." Um, so now I start to make. So now I'm starting to pay more attention to them because, well, they gave me what I wanted, some attention. So I'm now tweeting at them, and I'm recording videos, and I'm watching them more carefully. But that's kind of how I got indoctrinated to commentary. I knew nothing about it literally until beginning of 2022. I never heard of anyone in commentary until 2022. I never really cared about the things that they were talking about, but I knew that, man, I like to make fun of these nerds. So that's kind of how I got started in commentary.
No, he was like I feel like that's a pretty unique story of getting involved into commentary in comparison to the average person you'll see, right? Because I feel like the average person you take like Nicholas Diorio, right? You bet that he followed commentary for the majority of his life, that he's watched every single Keemstar video that's come out. You bet that
Oh
he's
yeah.
like watched all these allegations, right? Like engrossed in commentary for the majority of his life, right? Like to the point of then wanting to make content out of it. Where for you, it's more the fact that you were just fucking bored and you needed something to listen to, right?
Yeah, I
Which,
was bored and wanted background noise. Yeah.
exactly. And I feel like that's like pretty unique in comparison to a lot of people because, like I said, a lot of people that end up doing commentary are commentary fanboys.
Yeah. Yeah. No, clearly. And it fucking shows, right?
Mm.
I mean, and like it was also, it's like last year when I had an audience, I was like hearing about like past dramas and past like controversies, and none of it I knew none of it ever. So yeah, it's a unique thing for sure, which I think is kind of needed. I think uniqueness is needed, and not having fanboys is needed. But obviously, you know, it is what it is.
No,
But
yeah.
yeah,
Well, like you find commentary, you end up like falling into it like by accident, right? Complete accident, pure out of boredness and wanting to find some background noise, right? And you end up getting involved, whatever. You make some content, and like you said, you get an audience, right? You manage to garner an audience that like actually finds a lot of your takes interesting, original, whatever, right? And you get to a point where you're well known enough that an opportunity arises that you get to do the Keemstar show and you get to do something like that. Which again, I feel like a lot of commentary will know you from the Keemstar show and stuff to do with the Keemstar show. So for maybe people that aren't familiar with it, like the small minority, would you like to just go over like what the Keemstar show was?
yeah, sure. So Keemstar had Keemstar was irrelevant, and he had to stop making content on YouTube because he wasn't allowed back at his house where his baby mama and his daughter lived. Were
Hmm.
issues. He didn't do drama, right? So he was following his TV relevancy, and he latched on to the very meteoric rise of SalvoPancakes. And personally, the Keemstar show I think was fucking awesome. I think it was amazing content. I thought it was fucking great, actually. It basically was me, Keemstar, uh, doing a commentary live show. I like to look at it as it was a commentary live show with me and Keemstar at his house in his studio, where
Hmm.
where it was kind of themed around commentary slash YouTube news and drama coverage. However, I think that it was a comedy show and an entertainment show first, and that And then the YouTube commentary sort of coverage being second. That's how we always kind of talk about, hey, we're gonna make a funny show. This is a comedy show. It's like that's the first thing we care about is
Yeah.
entertaining comedy. And we were always on the same page about it. So, and then had uh some elements of commentary stuff. But yeah, like it was a show with Killer Keemstar and I. Yeah, I don't know, but it was fucking awesome when I got to do the fucking Keemstar show. It's like I knew Keemstar. It's like I've been online like my whole, watching Keemstar my whole life. It was fucking awesome that I got that opportunity for sure. But yeah, I don't know how would you? I guess how would you describe it?
Well, for me, I always felt like you've summed it up pretty well there, right? Like it definitely had its like drama elements, right? It being like a live show for not only drama and breaking news stories, right? Like it definitely did feel like a live extension of drama, right? Was the fact that you and Keemstar definitely had like some form of chemistry, for better or worse. Like there was a reason people were going to watch like the Keemstar show, not only for news, but to see your opinions, Keemstar's opinions, like how you interacted with each other's opinions.
Yeah, no. And I will say, I think if Keemstar and I weren't so much alike, to get my
Mm.
trips, I
Hey,
would
Salvo.
be. Yeah, yeah. Hey, buddy.
I hate to be that guy, but like I'm like fighting for my life to hear your mic right now.
Oh, it's because that window's out. Sorry, I'll throw my cigarette out. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
hear you
you're good.
way better.
Okay.
Way better.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, my window was down. Sorry about that. Yeah.
You're good. You're good.
So like, I'm not sure about what you heard, but yeah, basically, I would agree with what you're saying. Yeah.
And I feel like I said, right, the Keemstar show, it was great for its dynamic, right? Like for me personally, and somebody that would like occasionally watch the Keemstar show, like I never went on it to see like the drama and stuff because I could easily find that on Twitter, right? I could easily find like one tweet about it. If I wanted to, I could find a minute-long video on a subject like that. But like I guess it's the dynamic and the range of opinions that people had, which again I feel like is common within live media. But then you've got you and Keemstar there, so it like changed it up. But of course, like the Keemstar show itself wasn't like devoid of drama like around it. Something notable that comes to my mind, like just straight off the bat, is the editing, like the editor situation with the Keemstar show. That being
Yeah.
James, which like I know me and you like I don't know if you remember this. I feel like it's pretty irrelevant. But like back when I actually interviewed James Cook last year, like whenever it went down, and then we had our thing over it. Like I felt like that stuff took off within commentary, right? Like the narrative of like James Cook and the editor stuff, and for maybe people who have no idea what I'm waffling about. Again, would you like to just like summarize it as just like what went down?
Oh, I would love to. I'm so glad. See, dude, like you're knowledgeable. Like like you follow shit. Okay, so it's like there's like a lot of like little things that happen that.
Mm.
So yeah, so you're referring to this editor James or something that made. I think it was like the trailer or something for the Keemstar show,
Mhm.
and apparently he didn't get paid. And then right when the Keemstar show launched, of course, this motherfucker, as every slimy little weaseler fucking editor does, comes out and go, I didn't get paid by Keemstar. Okay. So then Keemstar throws me under the bus, which it's so fucking funny because it's such a Keemstar move. And I'll fucking stand on my ground and I'll say this with my fucking chest. As an employee of the Keemstar show, it's not my responsibility to pay the fucking editor of the fucking show. That's how business works. If we were 50% partners in the Keemstar show, that's a little different. But I was an employee of the Keemstar show. I was an employee of the Keemstar show getting paid by Keemstar. It's not my responsibility to pay the editor. Now, he should have got paid. He's a fucking weasel for making a fucking big deal out of it. He should have got paid. However, it ain't my fucking. But it's not my responsibility to fucking pay the thing. Okay, you work for a fucking company. The company outsources a job to someone. The employee who was assigned out is not going to pay. It's not going to pay that person, right? And Keemstar, like I told Keemstar exactly what this guy wanted. I said he wants $60. All the blame on me, even though it's like, well, you knew about it and you told me you were gonna pay it. But yeah, no, like that's the drama with that.
Yeah.
I was made like instantly on the phone Keemstar show. Salvo's a scammer. Okay, sure. It's like I don't care like I don't care like what you call me, but let's like stick with the facts here. You know,
Mhm.
I told you this guy wanted $60 because you wanted this thing edited by 3 different editors for some weird ass reason. I already paid the other dude $40 because he was my buddy, but she didn't like that edit. So I don't know who the fuck I reached out to, but I'm like, hey, can someone edit this? And then I sent Keemstar his fucking information, and Keemstar never paid him. And then I got called a scammer for that. So
Yeah, and like it definitely like took off within the community, and like I know for like a brief period of time, like I remember when I spoke to James Cook himself, like for like a full 40-minute interview or whatever, right? Which I feel like was pretty like much reiterated constantly in those videos he made. I believe he made like 2 or 3 videos, right? I remember you reacting to them on stream as well. But of course as well, right? Like that like James Cook deserved his money. It was 3 videos, like a whole fucking stream. You got thrown under the bus, like, and I feel like then from that a lot of drama, at least publicly, sort of kicked off, which I know a lot of people have sort of cited as like near beginning of issues for the Keemstar show, of like publicly, of course. Um, like for you, would you say that's where Keemstar show took a turn? Like in terms of quality and the relationship with you and Keemstar, or would you say that like after that situation, you and Keem were fine?
so I apologize. Like I mentioned before, I'm going to like Oklahoma right now, so if you were cutting up a little bit there, I hope it kind of clears up here
You know,
quickly. No, 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 no. I wouldn't say that because like that was right at the beginning, right? And
Mhm.
I'm a forgiving fucking dude. So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that happened like at the beginning, but like it wasn't like because behind the scenes, Keemstar was like laughing at James and everyone else for caring about like that situation. But like publicly, Keemstar has to act like he's so against scamming. So like
Yeah.
privately, like it wasn't even like a big deal. But no, I wouldn't say that's kind of where like it went sour at all.
So again, right, like when you think of commentary, right, you think of Keemstar, right? Keemstar's like a pretty well-known guy. He can't be seen as like supporting or laughing at somebody like who like just wants their money or scammed. I know within the community for a while after that, like you were known as a fucking scammer for like a while.
Yeah, no, which is like I'm fine being the fucking scapegoat. I'm completely fine with it. I really don't care like if I'm called a scammer or whatever, right? And I know that's what Keemstar wanted in that situation and like needed. So like I
Mhm.
didn't like think like it was too much of a big deal, honestly. But I'm fine being the scapegoat. That's kind of how things fall into place sometimes. But no, I mean definitely wasn't a factor in Keemstar's and I's relationship behind the scenes at all. I mean, there was a
Mhm.
million other sort of little things that definitely played a bigger part into why Keemstar and I had fallen out. But
No, no, 100%. And like I remember when like things did get rocky, right, between you and Keemstar and like the like Keemstar show sort of like it took a nosedive, right? Because I remember there was a few episodes where you weren't there and it was just Keemstar and things were really awkward because it was just him sort of sitting there and you had like a couple of other guests and other people sort of coming in to like fill in the place and then it sort of just died, right? So like what happened? Like what went down for people that maybe aren't familiar with like what happened in the situation? What happened between you and Keemstar, which sort of ended the Keemstar show, which led to the point that we're at now?
yeah, so correct me if I'm wrong. I got your question. I think you're asking like what like ended the Keemstar show or like what kind of took place to kind of like made it die out.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, see, here's the thing, dude. It's so fucking bizarre because we had our best show, like our last show together before the one where Edwin and I went up, where like it was the Keemstar show. That was our best show fucking ever. It was fucking rocked. It was kick ass, right?
Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm.
So so I went back home after that show, and then this is how fucking fragile Keem's ego is, right? So like we're on top of the world. We had like an amazing show. It was so fucking funny. Like planned a whole bunch of shit. Like, it went perfectly. And then where we live, there was a crazy snowstorm.
Mhm.
And I was driving up from Cleveland to Buffalo, New York, which is a 3-hour drive there and a 3-hour drive back. I was doing 3 hours twice. Yes. So twice a week I was driving there and driving home twice a week. Okay. So I didn't want to drive up for the Thursday show because there was a historic snowstorm. Historic.
Mhm.
And I knew, like, if I drew up for Thursday, I was going to be stuck there for a fucking week. And I don't want to be stuck in Keemstar's house for a week. So Chris the Narc and I told, Chris lives in Buffalo too, by the way. So, but I live 3 hours away. Anyways, so Chris and I told Keem, hey, we can't, like, it's almost impossible for us to drive up. And if we get there, we're going to be stuck there for a week. And he lost his fucking shit on us. He lost his, like, fucking cool on us. I was like, Keem, you can dock my pay. I'm willing to call in through Discord or a phone call, and you don't even have to pay me for this episode. So it's like I was trying to smooth over fucking every fucking thing, right? Because I literally couldn't drive up there. So I was like, hey, I'll call in. You don't have to pay me for this episode. I still want to do this episode. I'm not going anywhere. I just can't drive up for this one episode. And he lost his fucking shit on me. But so, like, he lost his shit. And then I went live on my own channel that like week, and then he went live on the Keemstar Show channel. And I tune in, I just, like, peek at it while I'm fucking live, and I wish my channel wasn't deleted there because people want to be like, oh, Salvo backstab Keemstar. You can see how I was talking about Keemstar and Brantley in the show versus how they were talking about me. So, like, I tune into their fucking, like, live stream, and they are fucking shitting the fuck on me, which, again, is fine. I didn't take it personally, right? However, I'm like, okay. So then, like, after that, he called me on that same show that I didn't show up for because of the snowstorm, and I knew that he was docking my pay, and I knew that he was talking shit about me. So he calls me, and I answer, and I go, hey. He goes, hey. And he goes, and I'm like, are you live right now? And he goes, yeah. So then I hung up because I'm not going to fucking, one, like, if I'm not getting paid for the show, I'll call in, but I'm not going to call in to the show that I'm not getting paid for while you're shitting on me. So it's like, you kind of get like the multiple factors, like, at play here. I'm not getting paid for that show. I already made it such a big deal that, like, I would do whatever I need to, and you're shitting on me. No, like, I'm not gonna do the show. So then after that, shit got fucking sour. Shit got soured after that. However, I told Keemstar, hey, I'm gonna quit the show for now. Okay, like, I'm gonna quit the show for now. There's things that I need to take care of, like, in my life. I'm so down to do the show moving forward into 2020. And we had a good relationship. So people forget, like, when I Keemstar show, and he was doing the Keemstar with Brantley, and I was doing my own thing on my channel, we were still very, 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 very close friends. Like, we were going on other people's streams. Like, no bad blood. There was no bad blood. Obviously, he had his fucking ego hurt, but there's no bad blood ever between Keemstar and I. Ever. When I quit the Keemstar show, there was not bad blood. He was doing it with Brantley. I told him I'll be back in like a month. He was fine with that. We were talking every fucking day on the phone, talking shit about people, like still very much collaborating behind the scenes. And then this motherfucker, this is when it went sour. People want to, oh, Salvo backstab Keemstar. It's a complete fucking farce. It's a complete fucking lie. I was cool with Keemstar, literally. And I knew, okay, so, like, there's also other shit that happened at the end of last year that plays a very important part in all of this, obviously. I got caught sexting with 20 women. Okay, they all came out and they all were like, oh, I was sexting with SalvoPancakes, right? And they all went, and told the whole fucking story. Everyone fucking knows this, I think, right? So,
yeah,
Keemstar was doing a fucking stream. But before he does the fucking stream on it, he calls me as a friend and we're just talking as friends, right? And he goes, oh, like, it's not going to be a big
Yeah.
deal. We're going to talk about it for like a little bit. We're going to laugh about it. And I was talking to him as a friend. So like literally up until the fucking moment where he starts these crazy lies and rumors and completely slanders me, up until that moment, we were cool. You get what I'm saying here? Like, acknowledge that, like, you understand what I'm
Mhm.
saying. Okay,
No, I
Yeah.
do.
so the whole fucking narrative that Salvo backstab Keemstar is so fucking dumb. It doesn't make any sense if you just fucking know all the fucking details. Okay, so once he does that stream where he parades these 20 e-whores on his fucking stream, it's just they were there to just fucking, I guess, get their attention, right? But Keemstar made it out to be this whole nefarious fucking weird thing that it's not. And then a week after that stream, he's fucking right from Hell stream, right? So that's where the Keemstar show went down. Okay, Keemstar had his fucking ego hurt because I told him I need a break from him, and then he does everything he can to fucking slander because he had his fucking ego hurt. So the reason why the Keemstar is not on, and the reason why Salvo and Keemstar aren't doing anything is because of Keemstar, because he's a little baby with abandonment issues and got his fucking ego flashed. That's 100% what happened. So then, like, after that, after he does those two crazy streams, they're lies, I could fucking sue that motherfucker for $100 million. I could prove financial damages, personal financial damages, reputation damages, personal reputation. All of it is right there. Him knowingly telling lie, it's all there. I could sue that motherfucker for everything he's fucking got if I wanted, you know? So it's like, that's the motherfucker who fucking killed the Keemstar show. That's the motherfucker who started all this fucking shit. Not me. Not me. And Keemstar and I were fucking friends, man. Like, we were fucking friends. Like, it's like we got along great. We got along great. So that's how the Keemstar show ended. There.
Well, yeah, 100%. And like, I feel like anybody who like knows who Keemstar is or knows Keemstar's character, right? Like, it definitely follows in line with who he is, right? He's an egotist, right? He is a crybaby, right? Like, if you look at any situation he's involved in or any big public drama or whatever, and things don't go his way or he doesn't get what he wants, it goes sideways, right? I think a great example of this as a recent is the whole like boogie stuff, right? In the chats and with the podcast that they're currently doing, Local Live podcast, right, is the fact that something doesn't go Keemstar's way. Boogie doesn't listen to Keemstar, and Keemstar has this massive breakdown and stabs him a couple of times in the back, right?
Yeah,
Which
100%.
I don't like Boogie, right?
100%. And there's like another thing at play here that not many people even fucking know. Like, maybe less than 10 people know about this like factor here. So right when I quit the Keemstar show, I got a deal with another creator it was a way bigger deal, financial contract deal than what Keemstar was giving me. I had a contract to do a 2-year fucking live show on this dude's platform for like 6 figures. Okay, so it's like,
Fuck.
and Keemstar knew about it. Okay, so when I quit the fucking Keemstar show,
Yeah, we're
sorry,
good.
I got a call from my fucking work, so I hung that up real quick. But anyways,
Good, man.
so when I quit the Keemstar show, I had a fucking contract, a life changing, career changing contract with a person that I really look up to, and I think he's actually really good at what he does, and that was another factor. Keemstar thought that I was gonna fucking like leave him. So when he found that out, he tried to fucking ruin my reputation and all that shit, which it was a success because then that contract and that deal went off the fucking table. So like, you want to talk about a defamation? That's why Keemstar fucking shit his pants when I threatened him with a fucking defamation lawsuit. So yeah. So there's multiple factors at here of what you're mentioning about Keemstar being a baby, not getting his way, especially when he thinks that you're gonna leave to go to a much bigger platform that is better for my sort of the way I do content, where I'm not so because YouTube and I always don't get along. So, anyways, but yes.
And like I feel like you've had a pretty unfortunate time on YouTube, right? Like you said, right? You and YouTube don't get along, right? You did have your channel removed, right? Like I want to say, like, what was it like? Oh, I want to say if it was like 4 to like 6, 7 months after the Keemstar show fell apart, right? It was like closer to the beginning, mid of this year, right?
Yeah.
Down.
So my channel got deleted in the spring of this year. My main channel got deleted. In the height of my YouTube shit last year, I mean like my fucking height, my pinnacle. Like right after the Death Noodle stuff, where I was going live to 1,300 people, right?
Yeah.
I was demonetized. I got demonetized like instantly, right? So I've never made a cent off YouTube. Period. I've never made a fucking penny off of YouTube. Every donation, AdSense I've ever received off YouTube, I've never got paid out from them, right? So I got demonetized then, and then my main channel got deleted in the spring, which was because of Keemstar. It's proven. The group chat leaks. He took credit. And then my second channel that I was building back to an audience where I was going live to 300 people, which is a lot smaller, but I'm so fine with that because I really like to entertain people online. I've been trying to entertain people online for 15 years. So I'm completely fine with going live to 30 people, right? So people want to talk about, oh, Salvo fell off. Salvo has been doing this for 15 fucking years. I've had an audience for 1 year. So it really doesn't affect me. It doesn't worry me if I fallen off. I enjoy doing this shit at my fucking core. So when I was building back my audience to 300, and then I would go live the next day, and it would be to 350, and this was just a couple months ago. I was like, okay, good. I found this, and then that got banned off YouTube because of Keemstar. So yeah, I've had a very unfortunate time on YouTube, partially because of myself, because I, and this is not a good thing. I break TOS, which you're between a rock and a hard place, man. It's like how much like you want to censor yourself, right?
Yeah.
I thought like I'm very I think it's important for freedom of speech. I'm a very strong proponent on freedom of speech. So I try to push the boundaries, but at the same time, bro, I never wanted to be banned off YouTube. Like that is career detrimental. That's career suicide, being banned off YouTube. So being banned off YouTube, yeah, it fucking sucks, bro. It fucking is shitty. I hate it. So I don't fucking really stream anymore because I hate streaming on these fucking alt sites. Anyways, yeah, but partially that's because Keemstar was constantly reaching out to his fucking reps on Twitter and YouTube all fucking year to get me banned, as we know. But yeah.
Well, like I get it, right. I think you hit the nail on the head there, right? Like, what's the point of streaming on like these alternative like websites, right? YouTube is the main one that people go to, right? People have it auto installed on their phone, right? Their device or whatever they've got, right? Like YouTube is the main one. It's the most entertaining one, the most easy one to use, right? Of course, you streamed it on Kick for your like big like group chat reveal stuff, but which we'll get into in a bit. But it is your main one, right? And I remember you making a Twitter video a couple of months ago now, where you're speaking about like being taken down and stuff. But you're also speaking about like health stuff. It just felt like everything wasn't going like your way at that point, like in your life, right? The fact that you were having your stuff taken down, you were going through like health issues or whatever. And at that point, you were sort of just being like fucking grinded into the ground, right? But then, of course, the fucking like we skip a couple of months like to like sort of now time, where some big shit happens, right? Like I believe you get your Twitter back, right? Like you get your like Twitter presence or whatever, and you break the group chat stuff.
Yeah.
And just for people that don't know about the group chat or whatever, what the fuck happened there? Like you don't have to go into like full detail or whatever.
Yeah.
But what happened there, man?
Yeah, so I get my Twitter back and I find out that I'm still in a group chat with I mean, Keemstar, Augie, Diorio, Boblax, Willie Mac, Kristen Args, Ali Gets Real, Chud Logic, fucking Turkey Tom, Mudahar, fucking Wavy Web Surfer, like all of those fucking dudes. I was still in that fucking group chat. I'm like, oh my god, these fucking retards. So so like I went back and I screen recorded the entire year of conversations because I'm like, oh my god, I'm in the group chat. Let's take a look. And of course, everything that I was been screaming about, and people were calling me a conspiracy theorist or schizo, happened to be true. So like I can look back in the group chat and I see that there were coordinated efforts to flag me, to report me, to keep my accounts banned. Very, very focused effort on having on them not letting me have any like internet presence, and then like as well as like some funny shits, some like embarrassing conversations they were having about Nicholas Diorio being hurt from the trolls, right? Which was so fucking funny. Yeah, so like I get those group chats, and then I do what I do. I do a whole week fucking social blitz of the leaks. Then I do a big stream on it. But yeah,
with those chats and stuff, like you said, right, it did prove a lot of the stuff you were saying about like just how pathetic a lot of these people were. Right, I feel like them two came out of it looking real shit. Definitely not something because I don't have like I don't like Kristen Ark. But they did not
do you like
like.
Kristen Ark?
I do not like Kristen Ark. I do not like Kristen Ark, bro. I do not, man.
Is that dude? How is that dude like not getting fucking beat up online every fucking day? That dude is so fucking like so bad. He's so cringe and gay. He's so bad.
These group chats come out like these messages or whatever. Like for me, like I feel like something that was like really shining out. Like I think it was like beginning of November time. Was the Boogie stuff, right? Of course, there was already like stuff going on about Boogie and his like girlfriend who like looks younger, right? And these messages come out with like Mutahar, Keemstar, like Xylee and Chris, right? Where they're all talking about if like Boogie's dating somebody who's underage, right? Which kicked off a massive thing on Twitter, right? Like I feel like it sort of left just like this commentary community that like we're all involved in, and sort of went into the outer stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like you had Mutahar and Boogie beefing on Twitter and stuff, which was really just fucking interesting and funny to like be able to witness and stuff. And like for you as somebody who had like of course like lost your platform on YouTube or whatever and like lost your Twitter and then gained it back, like is that cool to see the fact that you managed to cause that much shit within the community like after being gone like for so long?
What'd you say?
Did you not get any of that? You want me to repeat?
No. I'm sorry. I heard it. I didn't hear like your specific question. I don't think.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying that like how did it feel like going from like losing your like platform like on
great.
YouTube and like
It felt
then regaining
great.
it well, right?
Yeah, it felt amazing.
Yeah, it felt great, man. And then you managed, of course, to cause like a bunch of shit, right? Like, which, like, how does it feel going from like losing your channel to then causing a really big news story that sort of like leaves the commentary community and gets picked up by other content creators, other bigger content creators, and causes like this whole Twitter frenzy? Because that's what that did, right? Like, I guess I would feel like it felt quite strange, right? Going from having like no platform, like being basically back at square one, right, to then like causing like a massive frenzy.
Yeah, no, it felt fucking awesome. I love causing fucking frenzies, but that's what happens when you act shady and nefarious behind the scenes. When you're acting nefarious behind the scenes and it hits public, it fucking ignites like bomb. Okay, so I was just the fucking person to like put oxygen on it. They fucking made that whole fucking mess themselves. I was just the fucking person to ignite it on the oxygen, which I fucking love. I will always want to be that fucking person to cause a frenzy. I love causing frenzies. However, that's the whole fucking issue, and that's the reason why I'm at this fucking impasse in this lame ass community is because one, these fucking people forget that they're either one, have an audience online, two, have their career online, but all of a sudden just don't want to engage with SalvoPancakes or another drama publicly. All of my shit is done publicly. See,
Mhm.
everybody, people want to get on me for quote unquote doxing or for quote unquote saying this about somebody or for quote unquote doing this. However, all of my shit, that's done fucking publicly. Okay? So I fucking wish that every one of these fucking creators who've made a career doing shit online to stop being afraid to kind of engage in what the audience wants. Which this is kind of like a different thing from your question, but I think it kind of fucking parlays into it, right? It's
Yeah,
one
no,
good for the it's good for the audience if they engage me. I'm using me as this example, but this can be applied to almost a lot of things. It's good for the audience if those people engage me. It's good for me if those people engage me. It's good for those people's careers if they engage me. You understand what I'm saying here? So yeah, it had to hit the light. All that fucking group chat ignited into a Twitter frenzy because the fucking audience finally was like shown something that those people couldn't hide anymore. But if you couldn't hide that shit anymore, and it was just always done publicly, it's just better numbers for everybody involved. It's better entertainment for the fucking audience. It's all around better. I look at YouTube and I forget that I'm fucking in a sphere with fucking nerds and dorks and dweebs and losers. For real. Okay?
Yeah.
So they don't think how I think. Okay? I'm in the commentary sphere, but I never made commentary type videos. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I covered commentary people. Okay? So I look at everything I do online through the lens of entertainment. Through the lens of, okay, if I'm in the audience, what would I want to see? If I'm the audience member, if I'm in the chat, if I'm looking online to be entertained, that's why people fucking click on YouTube to click on Twitter, what would I want? So that's how I fucking operate completely through and through. I really only care about being entertaining for the people who want to watch me. That's why when all these commentary people were like, fuck you, I'm like, then just don't watch. Like, I'm making shit for the people that want to watch me. However, I forget that I'm dealing with these fucking literal dorks who have to feel like they're right and can't have a wrong opinion or can't do this because it might make them upset or can't do this because it might make the situation worse. So it's like I'm in the wrong sphere. I'm in the wrong community. I'm in the wrong sphere. And I fucking tailed way far away from your initial question about the Twitter frenzy. But I'm in the wrong fucking sphere. And I feel like I'm in fucking upside down land sometimes when I deal with these people in the commentary space. Okay?
No.
So I don't know how they operate. I'm realizing I don't think like they look at this shit way too seriously, which is fine, but also you can't take this shit seriously. You can't have a public facing face where you're taking shit seriously and you're standing on ground to the public, and then behind the scenes you're a completely different fucking person. Do you know what they say about me? Have you heard what they said about me? Here's the funniest thing I've ever fucking heard of in my entire fucking life. This is what they use against me. And it's completely fucking backwards in my real life. Everyone who's met me in real life or fucking had conversations with me behind the scenes, they all say this, and it's so weird. It's so weird, but it's so fucking true. They go, SalvoPancakes is one of the nicest people I've ever talked to when the cameras aren't on. But when the cameras aren't on, he's not. And I'm like, well, isn't that what it's supposed to be? You know what I mean? Isn't it supposed to be when you talk to someone one-on-one as a human, it's nice and respectful, and I'm not trying to do anything. And then when the cameras are on, it turns into something different because it is something different, you know? But however, for them, For them, it's the exact opposite way, but that's acceptable. But that's completely fine. Where cameras are on, you're one person, and then behind the scenes, you're a complete fucking terrible person. To them, that's literally fine. That's how they operate. I've fucking proven it. That's how they operate. That's what kind of people they are. And they're fine with it because they don't like that when I'm talking to a person as a person and not as a chat person or as another creator, I'm quote unquote one of the nicest people on earth. Ask anybody this year who fucking hates me, Keemstar, Xylee, Chris, Augie, Dor. They all say this. They all say the same thing. When I talk to Salvo, in real life off the internet, he's so nice and respectful and kind and funny. They all said it. Brantley, they all said it. But when Salvo has the cameras on, he turns into a different person. Yeah, that's normal. That's the way it should be. You guys got it backwards. In my opinion. So I said a lot there, but I think you get what I'm saying.
No, I understand what you're saying. Like, you're there to entertain an audience, right? You're not there to like pansy towards people, right? You're not there to please people. Like, I feel like your intentions are pretty clear there, right? In the fact that you're there to stir shit because that's what an audience member would want to see, right? If I'm watching that and I'm looking inwards, right, and I want a bit of entertainment, I'd much rather want you yelling, I don't know, Kristen Art, Keemstar, whoever, right, like causing like an issue, rather than you going, well, like I don't hate Keemstar, but like I've got these issues against him. Like I'm pandering towards the more side of things of like reputation, where you don't give a flying fuck about like how you're perceived by like a bunch of people that sit in their bedrooms and like talk about situations over some gameplay commentary, right? No one gives a fuck about that, right? Your view is more the fact that you're there to entertain an audience that are there for you, and who gives a fuck if you get a bad reputation along the way? Where, of course, they're completely on the flip side of that, right?
Fucking weirdos are always talking about, oh, it's the commentary space. You're allowed to have a different opinion. You're literally not. Like, you're literally not allowed to have like a different opinion. Like, you clearly can't have like a different opinion, and then also kind of be cool. Well, like in my eyes, you can. I don't give a fuck what anyone's opinion is ever. I talk to people it's like I talk to people who like don't like me. It's like I'm sure like if I looked into you guys, I'm sure like you guys have said shit about me that I wouldn't like necessarily like. But it's like that's not like I don't really care about that kind of stuff. But you know,
exactly. Right?
it's
Like 100%.
Yeah,
well, like,
it's yeah.
I actually
It's very
got a
backwards to
question
me.
about a rumor I've heard, and I want to see if you can confirm or deny it. So,
Sure.
Salvo, there's been a rumor going around that AugieRfc is not streaming because of you. Is that true or false?
Well, here's the thing. The only person that can answer that is Augie himself. I will kind of show you. I will try to paint a picture for you, though. Right? Augie was on top of the world last year. You know, he was on top of the fucking world last year. I started to stream, and I started to cover his streams, and he stopped. Like he flat out stopped at the same exact time where my streams were competing with his streams, respectively, in numbers. Like he stopped, and then he started to stream again at the beginning of 2023 when I was non-existent online. He started streaming. And then when I came back online, he stopped streaming. So there's multiple instances here where he kind of stopped streaming once I showed back up. And I've seen many people say that. I've seen many people say that. If you were to ask me, I would go, yeah, it's true. You know, from me, 10 minutes. He lives 10 minutes from me, in Texas. And he's not even going to his apartment.
Oh, okay.
What wild thing to come back to when after the lagging stopped, man?
Yeah. Next time he's live, I'm going to his apartment, which is 10 minutes from my house, and I'm knocking on his door. Yeah.
Well, okay, because like I heard the rumors and I thought it was absurd, but like, damn. All right, that's wild. Wait, didn't you actually like say that you like filed a
I'm in a
police
better
report against
balance.
him
I'm
too?
in. Okay, I think. I apologize. It's all really choppy right now. I'm literally like in fucking like nowhere.
Yeah, I
Well,
got you.
Oklahoma, you know.
Yeah,
I got you, man.
best call I've had.
I know it was gonna be this
Yeah,
bad. I
yeah,
didn't know it was gonna be this bad.
to be fair, right? Like, being truthful, it hasn't been horrendous, right? Like, there's been a couple of moments, right? And I want to say, like, at times, it's been like maybe 2 minutes max, and we've been recording for an hour. So it's like it's not awful. It hasn't been horrendous.
Yeah,
It's also funny as fuck. So
yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
It's better. What do you think? Do you think it's better now?
Yeah. So,
I don't
did
think
you
so.
actually like file a police report against Augie or no?
No.
Because I just wanted to make sure. I heard that too.
Yeah, I made a Twitter video where I was. People are so retarded. I crumbled up a bunch of random papers and I stand outside some fucking ambiguous building and I'm talking about filing a police report on him. No, I didn't file any police
people took
report on
that
him.
so seriously.
Okay.
So easy to trick people.
Oh yeah, well, I just wanted to make sure, considering we had you here. You know, like I hear a
Yeah,
lot
of
rumors.
course.
So. Yeah,
Of course. Any questions? I'm here to answer. Of course.
So wait, was that Whole Foods that you went to also like right by him too, or nah? Or are you also
No,
trolling with that?
no.
Okay.
I was trolling with that. However, However, I know his apartments. He knows where I like. We live like in the same town. Like we're neighbors. It's so funny. Like we're literally neighbors. So I know what's around his apartment. I just happen to be around his apartment a lot because we're neighbors, really. So,
Right.
but that time I was not. No.
Okay.
But what a horrific coincidence that you happen to be neighbors with fucking Augie, bro. That's
I
like,
know.
I think I'd shoot myself. I genuinely would blow my brains out.
That's actually
I
kind of
know.
funny.
It's awesome for me. I fucking love it. And it's like, I fucking know that I'm gonna run into him. I'm gonna just happen to run into him. Like, we're neighbors. We live 10
Yeah.
minutes from each other. Very funny.
Bro, I can't picture, man, that like somebody, they're just a random fan of commentary or whatever, right? They're doing their shopping and they like happen to see like AugieRfc, right? He's going back into his house, right? Like he looks over like into the distance, he sees fucking Salvo go back into his house. Like it's just it's strange, bro, because like the majority of people on commentary, like don't leave the house, right? Like you got Nicholas
Can I
Durio,
show
he
you guys
physically
something?
can't leave.
Oh yeah, sure.
Can I
if
show you
want.
guys something? Yeah.
Yeah, fuck
Okay.
it, man.
Here. Hold on. I'm gonna turn my camera on real quick, okay?
Oh boy.
You know.
Okay, so
if he's outside of Augie's house, I fucking.
So here's how prepared I am, right? I know one day that. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. So, yeah, I'm driving. See, I know one day I'm gonna fucking run into AugieRfc. I know it's gonna happen. We're fucking neighbors, so I'm prepared. You know.
Nice,
I know one day that I'm gonna run into Augie.
No.
I know one day that I'm gonna run into him, so I keep a picture of his mom and a Sharpie in my car. So when I see him, I'm gonna ask for his fucking signature right on his fucking mom's picture. Like I know it's gonna happen. It's like I keep this motherfucking thing on me right in here, for real. So
that's why.
That's too good, man. That's too good.
Yeah, so I'm like fucking ready for that, man. So it's gonna happen. Like I'm gonna run into this motherfucker one day.
Well, yeah, well, it's bound to fucking happen, man. And like when you do, that will be an encounter that I feel like commentary and just Twitter in general will fucking pop off about, right? Like,
Oh, I can't wait. I can't fucking wait.
It's gonna be great, man. Like it's definitely gonna cause ripple. It's also funny as fuck. like people are really oversensitive, especially about like situations involving like Augie, right? Because I don't know, their dick so far up his ass. But like it's just funny. Like I feel like that it's been lost a little bit. People are way too sensitive about situations now. They can't see the funny side of shit.
They're very very sensitive. Very, very, very sensitive. Yeah.
All of them are. It's awful, bro.
It just seems like in Salvo's character, just to see him at the local HEB and then just like looking at the meat sections and taking a picture, saying, "Guys, I found him."
It's gonna fucking happen. I'm gonna be the guy. I'm gonna be the guy to fucking get this fucker on camera. Even if I gotta fucking like wait outside his house. You know, it's like what?
Oh,
I can't fucking Augie, we live in the same town. I'm not stalking you. This is like we live in the same city. So
They're like Bigfoot
Yeah, exactly.
sightings, but it's Augie.
exactly.
Bro, it'd be like spotting like a wild like Nicholas Dior outside, right? Like one, he can't like physically get outside his house, right? He can't fit through the fucking door. Like two, he's a commentary YouTuber, right? So there's like it's a rare chance you actually see one of them outside.
No, I know it's gonna be rare.
All of them. Bro,
It's gonna be a rare sight.
But man, like I felt well, like on that note, we've come to like a good conclusion for the episode. I've got to thank you for coming on Trash Talk and also coming on while you're fucking like driving, right? Like you're doing things, you're going places. So I do appreciate you fucking coming on Trash Talk for an hour.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. It was a fun conversation. It was good talking to you too.
Yeah, no worries, man. I really do appreciate it. And for everybody that did enjoy today's episode of Trash Talk, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. I've been with my co-host Ace Haller, and I will catch you in the next episode of Trash Talk.